It's a little chilly here at the Speedway tonight. Lights are out. We're going green here. First feature, Casey's Modified Nationals. It's a showtime here for $5 grand. Off they go into turn one. It's Nick Hoffman and Frank Marshall. Frank Marshall hanging right with Hoffman as they roll down the backstretch. Hoffman gets a short lead. Frank Marshall, the 28, racing in second. It's Michael Long in third. To his inside, it's Rodney Standifer. Kurt Spalding on the inside with A.J. May. Trouble for David Strimmy as he loses a few spots. Gets loose coming down the front stretch here. Up top, it's Nick Hoffman with the lead. One lap in the books, fixing to be two. It's Hoffman up top. Frank Marshall racing in second. Rodney Standifer rides in third, followed up by Michael Long, who moves up to the outside in fourth. Kurt Spalding on the inside is fifth. A.J. May is right there in sixth. Josh Harris is seventh. Trent Young is eighth. The 555 of Trevor Neville and the 21S of the Doctor, Danny Schwartz. Nick Hoffman up top.
3 in the books, 37 to go. The battles for second, third, and fourth. Nick Hoffman trying to drive away from him, but down the back straightaway. Here comes the 18 of Michael Long. Michael Long looking to the outside of the Minion machine. That'll be the 28 of Rockin' Rodney Standifer down the front straightaway. Here comes Michael Long. Long and Standifer going to go toe-to-toe for the third spot right behind the 28 of Frank Marshall. Good battle down the back straightaway they go. And one driver gets out of shape. That'll be A.J. May. Here comes Trent Young. Young joining the parade on the high side as well. Down the front straightaway, Standifer going to shut the door on Michael Long. The battle for third is on. Rodney Standifer, Michael Long, Frank Marshall duke it out for the runner-up spot. Second, third, and fourth under protest. 34 to go. Nick Hoffman out front. Barry, but boy, it's eating up down the front straightaway. Big contact. And they're all pointing the right way. That was close, my man.
Rodney Standifer and Michael Long playing a little hardball action here at the Fairbury Speedway tonight, but up top, Nick Hoffman looking good. Frank Marshall rides in second, Rodney Standifer in third. Here comes Josh Harris looking to the inside, making some noise in the 22. Following Michael Long is Trent Young trying to get that outside rolled in. Kurt Spalding is further back. Then it's Nick Neville and Danny Schwartz. David Strimmy. Then it's A.J. May and Rick Canoyer. Derek Losh is right there with those two. But up top, it's Nick Hoffman doing good things here tonight. Here comes Michael Long to the outside of Frank Marshall. Contact between the 18L and the 28. Good battle on for the second, third, and fourth spots. It's Frank Marshall second. Michael Long is right there. Trent Young up on the outside, gaining some ground in the 10Y. Rodney Standifer shifts up to the outside. We got a caution. Caution over in turn 4. I believe the 6 of Ryan Ayers slowed over in turn 4.
Well, I tell you what, finally things are starting to pick up here with that second, third, and fourth. No doubt about it. Nick Hoffman, the fastest car on the racetrack right now. But boy, oh boy, behind your race leader there, Michael Long got the door slammed in his fingers by Frank Marshall. First it was a 28 of Standiford. Then he went toe-to-toe with Frank Marshall for that runner-up spot. Boy, he got his fingers pinched again. So Michael Long, the man on the move. Delaware double file restart. I'm sure Frank Marshall will restart.
Doing Michael Long, Trent Young, Rodney Standifer, Josh Harrison, Kurt Spalding set to go. They roll into 3, head for 4. They're going to see the green coming out of 4, and there it is. Nick Hoffman steps on the gas. Nick Hoffman down the backstretch. Michael Long and Frank Marshall trading jabs. 3 wide down the backstretch. It's Trent Young. He's good on the top. He's good on the bottom. The 10 wide making some noise. Up top, Nick Hoffman, your leader. Trent Young and Michael Long side by side for second. It's Frank Marshall in fourth. 3 wide for the 5th spot. David Strimmy, Josh Harrison, Kurt Spalding, Rodney Standifer shuffle back a bit on that restart. Up on the outside is Nick Neville and Danny Schwartz. But Nick Hoffman is trying to steal away again in the Elite Chassis 2. It's Michael Long in second, Trent Young in third, Frank Marshall. Here comes Kurt Spalding on the outside.
Well, that outside groove really picking up. Boy, we talked about that second feature, but the first feature may seal the show here tonight early on. 28 to go. Up on the Grizz Memorial scoreboard, the battle for that runner-up spot's a good one. 10 wide, Trent Young down to the inside of Michael Long. Long going to have the spot down the back straightaway, but boy, the Fox Shocks deuce. Nick Hoffman looking very strong here this evening. 27 to go, 13 in the book, still a long ways to go, 7 shy of halfway. We'll have to see if we ever get into lap traffic what happens here, but 18 Michael Long and the 10 Wyatt Trent Young trying every line to try to run down The two of Nick Hoffman behind of them. Good battle. That's the Kentuckian Josh Harris. And a couple of cars get together behind of them. That'll be Strimmy, Marshall, Neville in that group. Schwartz right there, Standiford. So a gaggle of them back behind 5th, 6th, and 7th. 25 to go. Nick Hoffman continues to lead. Feature number 1, $5 grand on the line. Good battle for the runner-up spot. Trent Young, a slider on the 18 of Michael Long. Long will turn him back as they work into 3 and off of 4. 24 to go now. Nick Hoffman continues to show the way.
Nick Hoffman laying down some smooth laps here tonight at the Fairbury Speedway. Looking good thus far as he approaches the back markers here with 23 to go. 23 to go this time by. Nick Hoffman still up top. Michael Long second. Trent Young, Kurt Spalding up into 4th. It's Josh Harris riding in the 5th spot. David Strimmy shifts up to the outside in 6th. Side by side for 7th, it's Frank Marshall and Danny Schwartz. 9th back is Nick Neville. Top 10, it's Rodney Standifer. 11th is Derek Losh. 12th is Rick Kenoyer. Then it's Josh Allen and Lucas Lee. But up top, Nick Hoffman, first one in his sights to go a lap down is the 9Z of Bobby Rigo. Nick Hoffman on the bottom of the speedway sees the 9Z ahead of him. Further back to Michael Long, Trent Young, and Kurt Spalding, followed up by Josh Harris and David Strimmy. We'll see how Nick Hoffman can negotiate the lap traffic as he has a hornet's nest of cars approaching.
Halfway home, Barry Barnes. Looks like Rigo going to pull off the speedway at 9Z. Nick Hoffman going to try to carve through the back of the field. Now a bonsai move from Trent Young for the runner-up spot. Is he going to take it away from Michael Long? He will at the line. Michael Long now going to dive back down to the inside of Trent Young for the runner-up spot, but Trent Young has got it. Put Trent Young to second, Michael Long third. 4th going to be Kurt Spalding, and 5th going to be Josh Harris. Now the lap traffic in front of your race leaders, 2 and 3 wide. As the 2 of Nick Hoffman's got quite a lead, 18 to go. As we're past halfway now, 22 in the books, 18 to go now, 23 in, 17 to go. Nick Hoffman looking to split the 57 of Jim Ferris and the 6 of Ryan Ayers. We'll see if it allows Trent Young to gather him in. Here he comes down the back straightaway. Starting to make up some ground on your race leader. Nick Hoffman comes under the flag stand. And Trent Young really trying to make up some ground. 15 to go when they come back by Barry. Nick Hoffman is marred in lap traffic. 10 wide. Trent Young pouring the coals to her, but he's running out of time with 15 to go.
As my buddy Mike Norris would say, Trent Young's trying to sell some t-shirts up on the top side, but he's got to go, and he's got to go now if he wants to run down Nick Hoffman. Nick Hoffman still up top on the bottom of the speedway. He's around the 0 of Garrett Jamison. Next up will be the 7 of Blake Thompson, or of Dan Rourke. But up top, Nick Hoffman still, now he's around the 53 of Bobby Strimmy. Next up will be the 80 of Rich Dawson. Still Trent Young up on the wheel trying to reel him in. Battle for the 3rd spot. It's Josh Harris, Michael Long on the outside. Good battle for the 3rd position. Nick Hoffman trying to thread his way through the lap traffic. Right in front of him is the 80 of Rich Dawson and the 32 of Donovan Lodge. Still Nick Hoffman up top, but still Trent Young doing all that he can, trying to reel in that 2 car.
Yeah, that 2 looking very strong. He puts it through the middle of the speedway this time. As Trent Young got to deal with 2 lap cars running 2 wide right in front of him. That'll be advantage Nick Hoffman. Down the front straightaway, we'll check the difference. It's growing now instead of shrinking. 2.8 seconds, it was 2.6. Now the 2.8 might be 3 seconds when he comes back by. With 10 to go, the only thing I think that's going to help Trent Young at this point is a caution flag. Will stay green. 10 to go as Nick Hoffman continues to dominate as his lead continues to grow down the back straightaway. Trent Young trying to get by Ryan Ayers in 6th. Hoffman gonna have to run right through the middle of the speedway. Trent Young down on the bottom of the speedway, trying to put a lap on Ryan Ayers as he'll get that job done. As the lead, well, does stay about the same. Down the back straightaway, Hoffman continues to show the way. Trent Young in the 2nd spot, Harris 3rd, Michael Long 4th, David Strimmy will round out your top 5. 8 laps to go for your race leader, Nick Hoffman.
Nick Hoffman trying to see it through here In the first Casey's Modified National feature here tonight, it's Hoffman up top. Trent Young has to do everything but the kitchen sink, but can't quite make up any ground on the 2. Josh Harris has snuck up into the 3rd spot. He's around Michael Long. Long in 4th. Strimmy in 5th. It's Kurt Spalding in 6th. Danny Schwartz in 7th. Battle for the 8th spot. It's Frank Marshall and Rodney Standifer. Then it's Nick Neville. But up top, Nick Hoffman is running up the score here tonight at Fairbury Speedway. Running away with the first Casey's Modified National feature. Trent Young all out 2nd. Josh Harris in 3rd. We'll have 5 to go this time by 5 to go for Nick Hoffman. Hoffman over into turn 2. He's got Rick Canoyer and Lucas Lee in his sights. Trent Young in 2nd. Josh Harris trying to close in on Trent Young and challenge for the 2nd position. But it's still Nick Hoffman, the Fox Shocks Elite Chassis Wears Machine K1 Race Gear Elite Chassis, looking good here tonight, Mike.
They'll have 3 to go. 10 wide. Trent Young has cleared lap traffic. 3 to go. He's got to close in fast. 3 to go. Can the Team Elites go to victory lane for the tune of $5,000? Boy, they're running 2 and 3 wide in front of him. Lucas Lee trying to hold on. 2 to go as they work through lap traffic. Nick Hoffman really now marred in lap traffic. 2 laps to go. Trent Young going to really close to the caution. Comes out. Ryan Ayers. Oh boy, oh boy. Here at the Fairbury Speedway. And race fans, if I've said it once, I've said it a million times here at the Fairbury Speedway. You never know. 3 to go. Look at Trent Young doing a high side. Is something there? Can he make it work? We're going to find out. Nick Hoffman, one of the best in the business. Oh, and Hoffman's going to go the outside. Trent Young trying to get some heat back in those Hoosiers down the back straightaway, but Nick Hoffman with a whale of a restart. Pulls away. Hoffman up to the cushion. The battle for 2nd now. Josh Harris down to the inside of Trent Young. Young bounces off the front stretch wall. Josh Harris looks for 2nd now. Boy, thought Trent Young may have a shot at the win down the back stretch. 2 to go. Nick Hoffman gonna find the bleach rag first. The battle for 2nd, a dandy. Oh, and Trent Young jumps the cushion. Harris is there. What a battle for 2nd down to the line. They're dead even. 1 to go. Can Team Elite win one here tonight? Down the back straightaway in the Fox Shocks. KBC Graphics, Team Elite, number 2, K1 Racing. How about it? For the thrill from Mooresville, Nick Hoffman, your winner. Young 2nd, 3rd to Josh Harris. 4th, they'll go to Michael Law. 5th, they'll go to David Strimmy. 6th, they'll go to Kurt Spalding. 7th, will go to Danny Schwartz. 8th, will go to Losh. 9th, will go to Frank Marshall. In the official voice of the American Modified Series, Barry Barnes will go down to greet your winner, Willie's Carburetor. Big shout out to all the folks from Mount Carmel, Illinois. As, oh, looks like they turned them loose for feature number 2 already. As he makes his way back stretch, big win to the tune of $5,000. He's got a little hairy late in that one, but he sees it through, as Barry Barnes would say. Give it up for Nick Hoffman. He'll head down to Victory Lane here at the Fairbury. Big enough. Maybe we get a backflip down there in Victory Lane here at the Fairbury Speedway.
Helmet's off. He's out of the car. Make some noise for him. The thrill from Mooresville. Nick Hoffman picks up the first Casey's Modified Nationals feature here tonight. $5,000 for Nick Hoffman. The backflip in full effect tonight. How about that for Nick Hoffman? Nick, I know none of these races are ever easy, but man, that's about as close to easy as you can get. Man, this deuce was smooth tonight, buddy.
Yeah, saying track gets like this, polished up and no cushion. My stuff's really good. I'm just kind of frustrated that I don't get to race against these guys in the second feature. You know, we're all racing for a national championship here, and you know, the top 5 is all stuck in this next feature. So it kind of sucks for that, but we'll take the 5,000 and go for, go to tomorrow. So hats off to all the fans for sticking it out, and Fairbury for giving me a really good racetrack for myself for once. We get beat on the cushion here so many times, and I know the fans love to see that. But for here tonight, that's that's prime for me.
Nick, you had a pretty clear lead there, and about 3 to go, the caution came out. Probably not a caution you wanted to see.
No, for sure. You never want to see those when you got a big lead, but I was kind of getting scared around a couple of them lap cars. It was just, they would leave me a lane and everything, but it was just so hard to make gains and actually, clear them and pass them. So they were holding a really good pace, and, it gets tough, and I wasn't sure if they would close on me or what, but, once we get those cautions, you just don't worry about everything, if the tire's going to take back off and all the issues you could possibly have. But we got some really good product sponsors and everybody that puts their hands on this car that makes sure we have no failures, and it really shows.
Thank the sponsors real quick, Nick. We got the other feature on the track.
Yeah, Elite Chassis, everybody that helps me out with that. Fox Shocks, Jarovich Stock Solutions, everybody that puts hands on this car. I can't thank everybody enough. KBC Graphics makes me look good whether I'm fast or slow. And all the fans. We'll be out there for a while hanging out and partying a little bit, but we got another race to go tomorrow.
One more time, make some noise for him. The thrill from Mooresville, Nick Hoffman, your first Casey's Modified Nationals feature race winner here tonight.